All right. Hey, welcome back. All right. So, Capricorns, this is going to be a Lions Gate portal message. And so, Lions Gate is technically it's the 8-8 portal. What that really represents is a time frame where we have the alignment of Sirius, the dog star, with Orion and Earth. However, in the ancient Egyptian culture, which obviously tip of the hat to the Egyptian culture here with the cards that we'll use today, but in ancient Egypt, they viewed the time of the rising of Sirius, the dog star, to be associated with the flooding of the Nile, which was a time of great fertility and celebration. So a lot of positive energy as we think about passing through the kind of like the gateways. Now, I'm showing this card in the upright, although in fact I did a pre-shuffle, and I always have to pre-shuffle this Egyptian deck because there's a lot to know, and I like to read up on a card, whatever comes out. And it did come out in the reverse, but I'm going to show it upright because otherwise you won't be able to see. You notice the head of the beetle here. This is Khepera. So Khepera is a creation deity and kind of like a component of Amun-Ra, the sun god. And in fact, here he stands before the gates of the morning dawn. And so he is considered to be, he and his sacred scarab beetle that you see here, he is considered to be like the beetle itself represents the transformative rebirth and death cycle, and kind of like giving life. But Khepera himself is known to be the one who kind of went into the watery abyss of Nun and created the mound upon which all reality is founded. So very big message. Now this in any other deck would be the Ace of Pentacles, which is about a brand new beginning. But here we've taken it to like whole new depths, whole new levels, right? Standing before the gateway of the rising sun, standing here with this transformative energy and the kind of like platform from which all reality will be built. Okay. Thing is, this card is in the reverse. Now, again, the 8-8 portal is where a character is moving from one point into the next, right? It's a time of great transformation. It's a time of great ability to grab a hold of positive things and leave behind things that were negative. In the reverse, this actually represented loss of money, loss of stability, the sense of like being lost, not knowing how to build, not having a foundation under one's feet. So the fact that this card is here in the reverse is not a bad thing in this position, because it starts out with what is the thing happening during this 8-8 portal for Capricorn. Well, we're walking into the gateway of the rising sun. We're transforming all that sense of loss, all that sense of confusion, all that sense of, if our character had been kind of fumbling in the dark a little bit, they won't be after this. Let's get one kind of like inspirational message, again sticking with more Egyptian theme here. Told you guys we were going to do Egypt. I said that in the last backdrop I had with the Eye of Horus, and of course the Eye of Horus is heavily we're leaning into it heavily here as well. But we have purpose. Learn to get in touch with the silence within oneself and know that everything in this life has a purpose. And it's kind of like saying that our importance is already carved in stone, or like part of the Akashic records, the life that our Capricorn will live, their valor, their hurdles and the way they'll get over those things, that's already been recorded. And it's already kind of something that all Capricorn has to do is fully embrace that they are here and that they're right where they're supposed to be. So this is a wonderful sense of reassurance, especially in the face of, a time frame where maybe Capricorn was feeling lost, was feeling like I don't have the money that I need. I don't have the successes that I need. I don't have access to the resources that I need. All of that's about to change, and it changes during this 8-8 portal, and it changes with that new sense of purpose. The element, or I would have said the celestial support network that is around our character, but it didn't turn out to be celestial. It turned out to be more earth related. We have the element of metal. That may be a big part of where Capricorn is at right now. And it says production, compound, tropic. A metal is either a rock that has been refined into pure form, or an alloy of many rocks into a new form. A product of fire-working earth, it represents the experiences which forge and refine us into who we are and might become. This is such a like cohesive message, even though right now we are rocking three different decks, and yet I have never seen a more cohesive message. I think Leo had a pretty cohesive message too, but this is like knocks my socks off. This fits together so beautifully. I mean, we couldn't have three different decks that had more of the same message if we, intentionally selected. This feels like, I think our Capricorn, they went through a time where, money could have been tight, like living on a shoestring. Their sense of like confidence could have been impacted, wondering where do I belong. I'm hearing that Billie Eilish song, What Was I Made For? And yet we are about to build a new reality for our Capricorn as they walk through this threshold. Things are about to get real in all the right ways. What does that mean? We have a high priestess. So all of the things that Capricorn has an intuitively known, they've known that this threshold was coming. It's just that now is the time. This is so celebratory. This is so awesome. Temperance, Five of Cups, King of Cups. Beautiful sense of like something that Capricorn's going to be able to hang their hat on. Have they cried a lot of tears? Absolutely. But has Capricorn said, I knew that I would probably have a lot of tears before things were going to get really good? I kind of knew that. Intuitively, I knew I'd probably, the old saying, the darkest hour is just before the dawn. This is really true for this particular character. They have known this subconsciously. They have known maybe their whole life that they were probably going to have like one big test to complete before life got a lot easier for them. Well, they are coming through that big test. Life is about to turn and everything's about to start coming up roses. Things are going to start leveling out. The ability, okay, so let's put it this way. If we're in the middle of creating something, anything, let's think of cooking in the kitchen. If we're going to create a really fabulous 5-course meal, we are going to freaking destroy our kitchen, right? The act of making all these different, I need the beurre blanc sauce that'll go with the puff pastry, and I've got to, sear the tuna, and I've got to, cook down the mushrooms. Ooh, but don't forget the whatever coconut puree that goes along with the third course, and and we just wind up using like every surface area that we've got, every pot, every pan, everything that we are busy building and creating is going to create an absolute mess. It's going to drain our resources. We're going to be freaking exhausted. It's huge. But from that endeavor, which is kind of like where Capricorn has been, the reason they have felt depleted is because they have been building something amazing. This, when we talked about the primordial waters and bringing forth the basically the platform from which all reality will then be built upon, that is exactly what Capricorn has been doing. That is messy. That is hard work. No wonder Capricorn has felt a little bit lost. They have been literally like reaching into the recesses of their brain and pulling out inspiration and then trying to start putting things together. It's like the chef who has been, reaching into the recesses of their creative brain and coming up with great recipes and figuring out how to time the meal just right and using every ounce of what they've got to try to create something, to try to follow their purpose, to try to listen to their intuition. And that is the hard part, building something for ourselves, building ourselves into who we need to be. That is the hard part. But Capricorn has completed that. And now comes the better part. I feel like this is going to be like tears of like flushing our little eyes clean. I feel like I'm picturing somebody chopping onions and their eyes are watering. And it's like, oh my God, this is such a, like, I feel so vindicated. I feel like I did so much work and I really do have a purpose and I'm not actually lost. It's that I have been building the core foundational level and it was really hard work. All of a sudden, things are going to gain traction or our footing is going to find purchase. That's what is going on for our Capricorn as they progress through this threshold of this particular 8-8 portal. I feel like this is a very momentous one. We've been having some really great messages, just like we had great messages last week for all of the retrograde messages. I feel like there's lots of beautiful changes here. To have this King of Cups, this is a time of genuinely celebrating, being more emotionally open, connecting with people that are more emotionally open after a time period where I think Capricorn felt very just out there swinging in the wind on their own, not really knowing what their purpose was, feeling a little bit like they were grappling in the dark, feeling like life was pretty hard, feeling a little bit confused, and it's all clicking. I wasn't confused. I was busy building a platform. I was busy, if we're smelting different metals together or, cooking down iron ore to turn it into metal, we're taking a raw item and we're changing it, we're transforming it. And think of the amount of heat and think of, the amount of blacksmithing it takes to take raw materials and turn it into, liquid metal and then harden it into products and items made of metal. That's what our Capricorn has been doing with their life. They have found their purpose, but they were crafting themselves into the instrument that they needed to be to then live the life that is right for them. Of course, it felt they were a little lost for a bit because they were having to turn something into like a platform for their life without being able to see, okay, who am I? What is this going to be when I'm done cooking me, when I'm done turning myself into iron? And I do feel like this is a Capricorn with iron willpower. I think this is a character who's been floating for a little while, not knowing like what job, what am I meant for, what career path, what lover am I supposed to match with. I think that they didn't sometimes know, even on the day-to-day, like, is this right? Is this what my reason is for being here? Is this what I'm supposed to do? It's going to become very clear now. I think our Capricorn is getting so connected to their purpose, and it comes from their instinct and their intuition, and it's going to click into place, and they're going to start to feel really good. Like I said, like they're all of a sudden, their footing is going to be making purchase. They're themselves, the identity that they have, it's all going to be clicking. If anything, I think that Capricorn is leaving behind one way of life and they are fully embracing the new, improved 2.0 version of themselves. This is a Capricorn with a tremendous purpose in life. This is a Capricorn, I think if anything, they're going to be like, God, why couldn't I have been loved like this previously? Why couldn't I have met somebody that supported me before? Why am I only just now starting to find like kindred souls? Four of Swords, because the work that Capricorn had to do was very much their own internal stuff. Capricorn's life is going to start to get so good, and in particular, their love life is about to get so kind, so supportive. They could connect to a Cancer or a Pisces specifically, somebody that is going to absolutely light up their life, somebody that is going to be so supportive, so loving. And Capricorn might be tempted to say, God, why couldn't I have met you before? Because all of this that I had to do would have been so much easier. Yes, but they had to do this like this Capricorn is proud. Anyone made of metal, anyone following their real purpose, anyone who is brave enough to say, I feel a little lost right now, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be exactly. This Capricorn would not have been satisfied if somebody else came along and said, oh, here's who you are, I'll give you a title, you'll be my partner. Capricorn still probably would never have been satisfied to just be somebody's partner without first really knowing that they are like creating something of their own identity. This is an independent character who wanted to know what they're good at, wanted to know where their skill set can be applied, wanted to feel confident in who they are before they were going to have the right relationship and the right partner. We have the Tower. Everything can change now. Now it can all be different. I think Capricorn was with wrong partners before, but that was also part of their process. They had to walk away from stuff, change their identity almost, because the role that they were playing before wasn't really them. They had to almost get fed up with that and say, I don't get it. This doesn't click for me. I'm sick and tired of something that doesn't click. Where do I belong? What is my purpose? Oh, I get it. This is part of my purpose to to walk away from the things that don't click, to move toward the things that are for me, to first off identify with my own level of intuition that I'm the person who knows where I'm supposed to be. I needed to listen to that deeper voice, and I needed to trust it, and I needed to just go my own way. This feels like it could be a Capricorn who is broken away from an entire like family group, a friend group, a career path, maybe something they were expected to do. We have strong Aries energy, strong leadership qualities here. This is a character who needed to break away from a life that really was never quite right for them, and then rebuild on a completely different platform, completely different solid, and transformed identity. I really think that it could even be that people who knew Capricorn before are barely going to recognize as Capricorn. They match so much better now. And this is the first time I'm going to say in this Capricorn's life that they're really ready for that loving, supportive partner, because they had to first claim their own identity before they were going to let a partner like support them. Otherwise, I think Capricorn would have, they probably left multiple situations in the past, multiple partnerships, multiple relationships, multiple jobs, because they were seeking that thing that really clicked for them. But really, it was just that Capricorn was building themselves into that person. They were uncovering their intuition. They were uncovering their potential. That's where Capricorn is at after this 8-8 portal. Oh, that's so exciting. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye for now.